In the world of news, change is constant. Every day, headlines shift, stories evolve, and the way we receive information adapts to new technologies and audience expectations. Yet, amidst this whirlwind of transformation, some changes stand out, reshaping not just a network, but the very way we think about news itself. Some changes redefine the landscape, sending ripples through the industry and sparking conversations in newsrooms and living rooms alike. On August 18, 2025, the network known for decades as MSNBC announced a seismic shift, a complete rebranding that would alter its identity and its place in the media world. Soon, MSNBC will become My Source News Opinion World, MS Now. This new name is designed to reflect a broader, more inclusive vision for the future of news, emphasizing immediacy, accessibility, and a direct connection to viewers. This isn't just a new logo, it's a bold new identity, signaling a new era for the network. The rebrand is meant to capture the spirit of innovation and adaptability that defines today's media landscape. The announcement sparked industry-wide conversation, as MSNBC has long been synonymous with progressive journalism and deep political analysis. For many, the name MSNBC has represented a trusted source for thoughtful reporting and passionate debate. Retiring such an established brand is a daring move, but MS now aims to be more immediate and connected to its audience than ever before. The new name is a promise to deliver news as it happens, with a focus on transparency and engagement. The rebrand is the result of months of corporate shifts, strategic planning, and in-depth discussions about the future of journalism. It's not just a marketing decision, but a reflection of evolving values and a commitment to staying relevant in a rapidly changing world. The iconic NBC peacock will also be retired, marking a formal break from NBC News. This symbolic gesture underscores the network's desire to forge its own path, independent from its storied past. For viewers, the message is clear. While the name changes, the network's mission and values remain steadfast. The heart of the newsroom, its dedication to truth, accuracy, and public service, will not waver. The commitment to in-depth reporting and progressive analysis continues under a new banner. Journalists, anchors, and producers remain focused on delivering the stories that matter most, with the same passion and integrity as always. This is more than a name change. It's the start of a new chapter in independent journalism. As MS now steps into the spotlight, it invites viewers to join in shaping the next era of news, where every voice counts and every story has the power to inspire change. To understand the MS Now rebrand, look to the boardroom, not the newsroom. In November 2024, Comcast spun off several cable networks into a new company, Versant. Versant became home to MSNBC, CNBC, USA Network, Oxygen, and Golf Channel, separating them from NBC Universal. Mark Lazarus was named CEO, tasked with guiding these networks through a changing media landscape. This corporate divorce meant each network had to reconsider its identity, no longer tied to NBC Universal. The MS Now rebrand is rooted in the separation. Without the spin-off, there would be no new name. Independence forced a new question. Does the old name still fit? The answer was no. The decision to rebrand as MS Now was not made lightly. It was driven by a clear mandate from NBC Universal following the Versant spin-off, a pivotal moment that forced the company to reevaluate its identity and future direction. The leadership recognized that the media landscape was evolving rapidly, and to stay relevant, a bold move was necessary. NBC Universal's primary goal was to eliminate any lingering brand confusion, making sure that MSNBC and NBC News each had their own distinct, unmistakable identities in the eyes of viewers and industry insiders alike. This clarity was seen as essential for both brands to thrive independently. President Rebecca Cutler addressed the staff directly, explaining, "NBC Universal decided our brand requires a new separate identity." Her message was clear. This was about more than just a name change. It was about redefining the organization's purpose and vision for the future. While the change was initiated by external forces, it also presented a unique opportunity for the team to claim true editorial independence and shape their own narrative. The rebrand was a chance to break free from old constraints and embrace a new chapter. For years, MSNBC had walked a fine line, balancing its reputation for progressive commentary with the more traditional, objective image of NBC News. This duality often created internal tension and confusion about the network's true mission. The rebrand to MS now resolves this long-standing conflict, allowing the network to fully embrace its unique voice and editorial perspective. It's a declaration of independence and a commitment to authenticity. The new name, My Source News Opinion World, was chosen to reflect a transparent, opinion-driven mission. It signals to audiences exactly what to expect: bold perspectives, honest reporting, and a focus on issues that matter. In today's fragmented media world, where audiences are bombarded with information from countless sources, clarity and independence are more crucial than ever. MS now aims to stand out by being unapologetically itself. With this bold step, Mississippi now plants its flag as a distinct progressive news source, one that is proud of its identity and ready to lead the conversation. Ultimately, this transformation is about future-proofing the brand, empowering its people, and forging a new path forward in the ever-changing world of news. To truly understand the significance of this transformation, we need to travel back to the mid-1990s, a time when the media landscape was on the brink of a digital revolution. In 1996, MSNBC was born out of a bold experiment, one that aimed to fuse the worlds of technology and journalism in a way that had never been done before. The name MSNBC itself was a direct reflection of this partnership. MS stood for Microsoft, the tech giant that was rapidly shaping the future of computing, while NBC represented the trusted legacy of broadcast news. Together, they set out to create a new kind of news network, one that would harness the power of the internet and cutting-edge technology to deliver information in real time. The original vision was ambitious: a 24-hour cable news channel, seamlessly integrated with a robust online presence. Microsoft would provide the technical backbone, running the website and pioneering digital news delivery, while NBC would bring its journalistic expertise and on-air talent. This collaboration was seen as the future of news, blending immediacy, credibility, and innovation. However, as the years passed, the partnership evolved. By 2012, Microsoft had fully exited the venture, but the MS in MSNBC remained, a lingering reminder of its tech origins. Meanwhile, the NBC continued to tie the network to a storied tradition of news reporting, even as the channel's identity began to shift. In its early years, MSNBC benefited greatly from NBC's established reputation, drawing on its resources, experienced journalists, and the trust it had built with viewers over decades. This connection helped MSNBC carve out a place in the crowded cable news landscape. But as time went on, MSNBC's primetime programming began to develop a distinctly progressive voice, setting it apart from the more traditional, objective reporting style of NBC News. This growing divergence created a noticeable contrast between the two brands, both in tone and in audience perception. As a result, critics and viewers alike started to blur the lines between MSNBC's opinion-driven content and NBC's hard news reporting. This led to internal tensions and public debates about the network's direction and identity. The recent rebrand to MS now marks a decisive break from the past. By dropping both the MS and the NBC, the network is finally severing its last visible ties to Microsoft and NBC, allowing each entity to pursue its own mission and brand identity without confusion or overlap. This move represents the culmination of a long and sometimes complicated evolution, as the network has continually adapted to changes in technology, audience expectations, and the broader media environment. Today, Mississippi now stands as a fully independent news brand, ready to define its own future and voice in a rapidly changing world. The MS Now announcement surprised many, reversing earlier assurances that the MSNBC name would stay. After the Versant spinoff, CEO Mark Lazarus initially said the brand would remain unchanged. But behind the scenes, NBC Universal pushed for a clean break to protect its flagship news brand. Versant leadership ultimately agreed, seeing long-term value in a distinct identity. President Rebecca Cutler has been transparent with staff, framing the change as a positive step. This episode highlights how quickly corporate priorities can shift after major structural changes. The real surprise wasn't the logic, but the speed of the decision. Amid the rebranding, the most important message is continuity. The network's leadership is clear. The programming, the hosts, and the editorial direction remain unchanged. The primetime lineup and progressive analysis you rely on will continue. President Cutler emphasized, "While our name changes, who we are does not." The network's mission, fact-based journalism and holding power to account, remains the same. The soul of the network isn't up for rebranding. For viewers, the experience and trust you've built with the network will continue under MS Now. The name is new, but the voice is familiar. Inside the newsroom, the announcement was met with mixed emotions, pride in the MSNBC legacy, but also excitement for independence. Rebecca Cutler acknowledged the difficulty, but also the opportunity for evolution. The new name, Mississippi Now, offers a clean slate and a chance to define the network by its current work and vision. Many staffers feel energized by the prospect of building a fully independent news operation. The rebrand accelerates efforts to develop in-house talent and unique coverage. Adjusting to a new name takes time, but the newsroom's spirit and commitment remain strong. This team has weathered political upheavals and industry shifts before. They're ready to embrace this change and emerge stronger. Independence is now a reality. While MSNBC becomes MS Now, CNBC keeps its name. Why? Both were spun off into Versant, but CNBC's focus is business news, not general or political news. The risk of brand confusion with NBC News is minimal for CNBC, given its specialized coverage. In contrast, MSNBC and NBC News often overlapped in political reporting, creating confusion. NBC Universal wanted to eliminate this overlap, prompting the MSNBC rebrand. For CNBC, the NBC name adds credibility in the business world without conflict. Brand management isn't one-size-fits-all. Each network's value and risk are weighed individually. For MS Now, independence required a new identity. For CNBC, the legacy name remains an asset. This contrast reveals the strategic thinking behind the changes. The future of MS Now is about more than a new name. It's about independence and ambition. The immediate focus is a smooth transition, assuring viewers that trusted content remains. Long-term, Mississippi now aims to build its own global news gathering, investing in correspondents and bureaus. The goal delivers stories through a unique lens, distinct from competitors and former partners. In a polarized world, Mississippi now must become an essential daily source, not just a crisis destination. The new name is a promise to provide fearless, intelligent journalism. Independence, quality, and connection with viewers will define the next chapter. MS Now is just getting started.